Today we are doing another film for our Saturday matinee. It is Dazed and Confused, a classic stoner film, coming of age comedy.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And let's do it. Let's get into it right now. This is theme music / smoke sesh part 1.
Do it.
The Natural Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast.
What's up, YouTube?
Yeah.
My name is Mikey Booyah,
My name is Matthew Mcconaughey.
and we are here at the Natural Habitat Podcast. Thank you for joining us, Monsieur McConaughey.
Well, I was just out catching some waves, bro, and driving my Lincoln around. I was just like, great day to watch Dazed and Confused, brother.
I heard that you were driving a Lincoln before they paid you to drive a Lincoln. Is that correct? Or did they pay you to say that?
No, brother. I've always had a Lincoln.
All right. And one last question. The sideburns, did you have them before the movie Dazed and Confused, or did you grow them for the movie?
Ever since 7-Eleven.
All right. Great. I don't know what that means, but I'll see you later, Matthew. Thank you for joining us, man.
Peace out.
All right. Man, that was cool. You know, Joey, you could have asked some questions.
Yeah, I get that stage fright.
I know that you're nervous. You said that you were going to be nervous when he came here, and you know, I really wish that you would have chimed in a little bit. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
It sucked that we only got him for so short. I talked to his publicist, and I was like, we really want to get Matthew on. Monsieur McConaughey is what I called him on the next episode for Dazed and Confused, and he said, well, what we're looking at for his time is $100 a minute. Like, that's what his time is worth. And we said, wait a minute, what?
We can only afford 12 seconds.
Well, yeah, that's all. So we pulled together money, change, some bills here and there. I canceled my gas company payment, and I'm just gonna let that double up. And we paid for 12 minutes of Matthew McConaughey's time, and that's 12 seconds.
Yeah, seconds.
I wish we would have got 12 minutes.
Yeah.
That would have been great, but we're going to save up. So if you want to help us, procure, is that how you would say that?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to help us procure this interview and get this money raised, then you can help us by donating to the podcast at the link that is provided in the description here, or on iTunes, or on our Facebook, profile. You can find it in a lot of places. It's a hyperlink, so I can't really say it. And it'll just send you to our PayPal, where you could donate. Everything is appreciated, and we'll give you a little shout out on the air, and we'll spend your money most likely on drugs and minutes for Matthew McConaughey interviews.
But we'll do the drugs on the air.
Absolutely.
So you'll kind of get to do them.
Yeah, it'll be like second-hand, third-hand drugs.
Third hand.
So
Lincoln did not go sign.
Lincoln was not assassinated. What? One thing that I want to say before we get into this film is last week we did Cool Runnings as our Saturday matinee, and hear me now. We had this whole thing that we were going to be doing for the new year, right? And
we are stoners.
And we're stoners, so we forgot to do it. But for Saturday matinees, I found this note in my phone, and I was like, what does this mean? And I just realized that for Saturday matinees, we're going to be doing a rating system now, where after we, talk about our film that we picked and discuss it and blah, 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 we'll rate it for you so that you know how much it really does mean to us. And, if you really should go and watch it, if it's, we're going to do it on a level of 1 out of 5 dabs. So even if it's a horrible, shitty movie, it's going to get 1 dab because you got to get high to try to enjoy it. But
any movie we watch, we'll get at least one dab.
At least one dab is guaranteed. There's not going to be any zero dab movies that make it onto the Saturday matinee. That would just not be good radio.
Unless it's your homemade pornos you try to send us.
Yeah, then we might review those by name and state and,
zero dabs if they're no good.
Zero dabs. Yeah, it's really all lighting and angles when it comes to homemade porno.
Yeah,
so
step your fuck game up.
Yeah, come on. How much does it cost to really just, set your phone on the desk and turn so the lighting is facing towards the butthole? It really doesn't, take any money at all. It's all angles. So figure it out. Go to some camera operating school and
stop trying to film in the dark.
Yeah,
nobody wants to see that.
You know what? I'm tired of it. Now that we're on the subject, I'm tired of this Pornhub community. All right, Pornhub community has a lot of potential. It's users submitted videos that are sent in, and for the most part, it's mostly just bitter guys that broke up with their girlfriends and then decided to send in their videos of them fucking them.
Revenge porn.
Yeah, and it's always horrible, bad angles. It's the camera's moving a bunch. Like, if you're filming your own porno, it's not going to be great because you're fucking. So the camera angles are not going to be amazing. What we need is Pornhub community with cameraman. Like, there needs to be a cameraman involved. Otherwise, it doesn't make it onto the page.
Yeah, we'll hire a midget and put him in a suit.
And send them out
from place to place.
We'll send them out on Amazon drone.
He'll be the camera holder, yeah.
Yeah. We'll send him out on an Amazon drone. They'll just fly him out. He'll be there in 30 to 35 minutes.
Yeah.
So well within the time of your Viagra pill.
He'll even talk you up while you do it, so you feel better about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
smack you on the ass.
I was gonna add something else in, but I decided not to. I'm gonna leave that one out. Anyway.
Okay.
Cool Runnings gets 5 dabs.
5 dabs.
It's a great movie.
It gets 5.5 dabs.
No, that's not a thing. 5.5 dabs is not a thing. Because then everything's going to get 5.5 dabs.
No, Cool Runnings extra. It's got a little saucy on it.
You wanted to have an extra dab? Take a dab right now.
No.
Okay, cool. 5 dabs. That's what it is.
5 dabs.
All right.
5 dabs. Can't be cheating because it'll keep going up and up.
Yeah, because then Cool Runnings is going to be the special one. And it'll keep going up and up.
I'm gonna mark a little asterisk next to Cool Runnings like it was on steroids because
5 dabs and the last dab was an extra heavy one.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a tiny dab afterwards.
Yeah.
Not a half dab.
Yeah. 4 dabs and a golden dab.
There it is. We got it. 4 dabs and a golden dab. 5 dabs, one of which is golden. So now that we know this, there can be movies that are 5 dabs with 5 golden dabs.
Yeah, so it's got to be the best ever though.
Okay, so this is 5 dabs, one of which is golden. The other 4 are amber colored.
The only movie to ever get 5 dabs and 5 golden dabs, Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Oh my God, right? That's already rated, and we haven't even done a movie review on it yet.
I got a boner dab for Ray.
Mm-hmm. He does. That's really all he talks about anymore. We try to get together and plan out these episodes, and we'll talk before and we'll smoke and stuff. And I'm like, hey, let's smoke, and he's like, no. And I'm like, why? Why do you not want to smoke? And he's like, because I'm masturbating right now. And I'm like, hey man, we're on Skype. And he's like, don't worry, your video is closed, and I'm looking at pictures of Ray. And I brought up earlier that I think that you're more attracted to the character Ray than you are to the actress who plays Ray that lives in Great Britain.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's
what's
context.
What's her name?
What I'm saying? I don't know.
You don't know her name?
Yeah, I did.
What is it?
I can't tell you.
You can't tell me? It's like a secret? It's this
It's
little
a secret.
special thing for you? Because I'm pretty sure
Keep it to myself.
I'm pretty sure everybody can find out on Google
Shh.
and just
Stop
look at the cast of Force
Stop.
Awakens. Stop talking about my girl. Stop talking
Stop.
about it. Stop talking about it. All right. All right. Today we have we're coming out with another banger.
Another one.
Another film for our Saturday matinee, and that film is Dazed and Confused.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is the best, I'm going to say it, the best coming-of-age stoner movie ever made.
Maybe. It's up there.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's up there.
It is. It's up there. I'm gonna say for me, it's my personal favorite. What the fuck? Favorite. It's my personal favorite, and no other movie has the same. It's really like one of its own. You know what I mean? There's no other movie that's like it, and all the same elements. It's real original, and it's original while also being true to the times. It was made in the 90s, but it takes place in the 70s, and it's what it was like. I mean, I don't know what it was like, but it seems to me, from hearing stories from uncles and shit like that, that this is the realest depiction of the era when it comes to old like movies that take place in the 70s.
I agree. I feel like it's the same as now.
Yeah.
It's the same as when we were in school. It's the same as fucking kids are in school now. It's just people dress different and have different accessories like cell phones and fucking other things now. But I mean, like all the awkward moments, all the socialness, all like everything that's depicted in the movie, like you said, is true to life in every sense. It's not just in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? It's like every generation goes through all those same things.
Yep, it's timeless.
Change the clothes and. You know what I mean? It's going to be good. It's going to be the same movie no matter what.
So, I'd say that we start this off with a smoke sesh.
Boom.
Also, this was a very underrated movie. It didn't make a lot of money when it came out. It was a flop in the box office and turned into a cult classic. Everybody knows the movie now. So,
yeah, and it's not for no reason. I mean, not every movie's going to do good at the box office because... If you think about it, 70%, 60-70% of the country is squares. So they're not going to go watch a stoner comedy. You know what I mean? They're not going to do any of that shit. I need to fucking just express that a little bit because, it's had a niche audience since its fucking conception. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't expect like only few movies really break through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it has to have like nowadays the only way that those stereotypical stoner movies can break through is by the casting. You know what I mean? If it has the right cast, then everybody will go see it. Like all the Seth Rogen movies and all the shit that they do. You know what I mean? It's basically because of the cast. Everybody goes to see all of them.
Yeah.
So they can get away with that shit. But it's definitely stood the test of time.
Yeah, especially...
we're still talking about it in 2016.
Right? Especially that it came out in 93.
Yeah.
Which was a time when people were not very open about marijuana at all. And it was still, like in the heat of...
The drug war and fucking...
Yeah, all that shit.
Fresh out the 80s.
Mm-hmm. So, for this movie to come out, and the movie poster, it says Dazed and Confused. It was the last day of school in 1976, a time they never forget, if only they could remember. And then at the bottom, the tagline of the film is, see it with a bud. Nice. So, it's dope. Like, for it to come out like that, of course it's not going to get what it deserves initially, because it was before its time. You know what I mean? Right. So, we're going to smoke to that right now. If you'd like to smoke with us, this is the time when we all do that. And then you can take a little picture of yourself, flick your pics, snap your pics and flick your bics, all of that. And, I say it wrong on purpose. I like to mess things up on purpose around here. So I'm really just actually very... Shh. Sorry. I'm actually just really good at pretending to be really bad. So I put in all that time for you. Make sure you donate.
Yeah. Donate. $10, $5.
So here is
50 cents.
Here's a dope group that I heard of years ago. They're called Easy Star All Stars, and they're a cover band. They covered a Radiohead album, a Beatles album, and a Pink Floyd album. And the Pink Floyd album they covered is Dark Side of the Moon. They call it Dub Side of the Moon, and it's all redone with reggae instruments and kind of like a reggae influence. but still holding true to the original song. You know what I mean?
And very stoner.
Mm-hmm. So let's get into that right now and get high.
Luke, I am your father.
That was Bill Clinton on the saxophone coming in. Billy C.
What they call him?
They called him
Slick Willie?
Slick Willie. That's exactly what they called him. It's a great name for an amazing man.
For a good old boy from Arkansas.
Mm-hmm. And I remember hearing the story. I don't remember where I heard it. It was like on some show or something, but it was someone that had grown up or went to college with Bill Clinton. Someone's like parents went to college with Bill Clinton, and they were telling the story about it, and said that it used to be a thing, like girls would study in the library, and then they would come out, and there would be guys that would wait at the steps at the library and just hang out, and they would wait for girls to come out and offer to walk them home and like keep them safe. You know what I mean? Nice. So Bill Clinton was always there every day at the library with his saxophone, all like, "Hey, sweetheart, can I walk you home?"
He's like, "Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
You never seen nobody slick as me."
That's good. There it is. And he would always be walking people home and, just creeping on girls, playing his saxophone. That was his thing. And then eventually he became president.
Shout out to Slick Billy style.
Mm-hmm. I want to say it was on, now that it's coming to me, it was John Mulaney's new special that's on Netflix. And it's called The Comeback Kid, because that's what they called Bill Clinton. Huh. So he named his comedy special after Bill Clinton, which was cool.
Fact about the movie, 1, 2, 3, go.
Fact about the movie is a huge chunk of the budget went towards songs. If you know anything about this movie, and if you've seen it, it has every single iconic rock and roll song ever.
Epic.
The beginning of the movie cost $100,000 in the opening 2 minutes.
Wow.
It cost 4 times as much as this guy's first movie. Richard Linklater was his name.
Well, I think that's one of the smartest things you can ever put money on in a movie. If
right?
you're gonna fucking go stupid on a big budget on a movie, do it for the music. You know what I mean? That's one thing that's gonna make it timeless, especially because of the timeless movie or the music that they put in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's real simple. There's recipes for shit, and that is one of them. You know what I mean? You want a movie that's gonna turn into some type of classic that's gonna be around forever, that we're talking about 30 years later.
Yep, and they have fucking every single song of the time was in this movie. Like when you watch it, you're like, oh yeah, this song's dope. Man, this song's fresh. And it just makes you want It makes you want the soundtrack. It makes you want all these old albums. It makes you want to go through your parents' record collection. You know what I mean? And like, they open right away with $100,000 song, "Sweet Emotion" by Steven Tyler and Aerosmith. And this song, right when you hear it, it's like, it's iconic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that really, you know, sets out the big movies from the small movies. Is big movies have actual music. Small movies have a score that was made by someone that they know that may or may not be big. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it could turn epic if you use the right guy to make the score.
Yeah.
Like our homie fucking John Williams or one of them, you know what I mean? It's like, boom, there you go. That's all you needed too. So, I mean, music is key no matter what, right? Whether it's a score or whether it's a fucking classic music or whatever music they put in, music is definitely key and sets the mood and tone for everything. So it's like we said for Cool Runnings, you know, it put you in a happy mood because it was the reggae music the whole movie. You know, it's like it's the same thing for here, right? Like the songs definitely set the tone and put you put you where you need to be.
So this was Matthew McConaughey's first film, and I don't know if you heard the story about how he got his part in the film, but from how he tells it in interviews and shit, he was drinking at a bar one night. He went to this bar at this hotel that his buddy worked at in his acting class, and he got free drinks there. So he would go there all the time and drink, and the casting director for Dazed and Confused was in the bar that night, drank with Matthew McConaughey. They both got kicked out for being too loud, and he told Matthew McConaughey to come by like the casting call the next day. And he was like, "Hey man, come on by." And he gave him the part. And fucking, it was his very first, he did I want to say it was like a Twilight Zone, or it was a Unsolved Mysteries that he did.
Yeah.
That was his first thing. And then his first speaking role was Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, well, he killed it.
Yeah, he fucking schooled it. And
he fucking murdered it. And you know what? He stole the show, really.
Yeah.
His character was super bright, and it was super small. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's crazy how much effect one guy, like, look at us. We're all still like, we still remember his standout character from that movie, and he wasn't even the main character.
Yeah, and he was just winging it. He was just faking it. And another one, the kid who played the main kid with the long hair, the younger brother, whatever the fuck his name was. I'm bugged.
It's Slater was his name in the movie.
No, that was the stoner kid.
Yeah, with the long hair.
I'm talking about the main kid.
Oh. Floyd.
No, that was Ben Affleck.
No, it isn't.
No?
No.
Oh yeah, that's Fred. Okay. So Floyd.
Yeah.
No. Mitch Kramer. Mitch is who I'm thinking about.
Oh, the little nerdy kid.
Yeah, little nerdy kid. He, there's the scene where they're waiting for him with the paddles, and he's playing baseball. He's like the pitcher for the baseball team. Well, he didn't know how to play baseball at all. And during casting, they asked him, and he said, yeah, and he lied that he could play baseball. And he had never like watched a baseball game or anything, so he had no point of reference for how to throw a ball. And when they gave him the ball, he like fucking threw it, and it was just ridiculous. They tried to teach him, and he couldn't learn. So they had a stunt double that stood in that scene. And when the camera switches to the back shot, like it shows him winding it up, but then it switches to a back shot, and then that's a stunt pitcher that is throwing the pitch. That's fun. That's an elaborate thing that they had to do just because the nerdy kid couldn't throw a ball.
Poor guy.
Yeah, that's sad. And now everybody gets to know about it.
And the facts are out there. They always come out.
It's just stuck on the internet forever.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
So they all made their own paddles.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's dope.
Yeah, and
That must have been fun.
Affleck put "fuck you."
Fuck you, all like Boston-y.
Yeah, fuck you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so funny.
So that seems like it would be fun to fucking everybody sat around and made their paddles one day.
Yeah,
all these people were like young actors. A lot of them were just starting their careers.
Yeah, think about it. They're all on set. They're like reminiscing about their own times in high schools and shit, and they're like fucking talking about memories and shit, and then making this dope movie at the same time.
And I'd like to say this is not a fact, but I would like to say that they were all actually smoking weed off the set, and you know,
probably not.
A lot of them seemed a little high, but you're right.
Yeah, but
probably
all
not.
these, it usually turns out that all these actors are square, and it bums me out too, because like you would think like they play it so well, like you know, like what's his name, James Franco.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you want to believe he's a stoner in those movies and shit.
Yeah, but he's not.
He's not.
Yeah, he hasn't smoked forever.
Yeah, he doesn't smoke.
But he is a weirdo.
Yeah, for sure. That's for sure.
His art is for real.
Yeah, he's just so believable. You know what I mean? And they embody those characters, and you relate to those characters, and then you find that out, and you're like, oh, you're kind of bummed. You're like, man.
Yep.
I thought I related to that guy.
Nope. Just the character.
Just the character.
So I found out that first of all, Mila Jovovich is one of my, you know, actress crushes, I guess. Like she was super hot in Resident Evil, and she was very young in this movie, so I won't say too much, but she did run away to Vegas and get married to Kevin Pickford, who played one of the stoner dudes, her stoner boyfriend in the movie. He was 21, she was 16, and they ran away and got married. And her mom actually ended up like fucking voiding the marriage or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it says she had it annulled.
Yeah, there you go. Had it annulled. And that's crazy shit. You know what I mean? It's 1993. It's not the 70s. You can't run away with a 16-year-old girl to Vegas and get married to her.
Yeah, and apparently him and fucking Floyd didn't get along on the movie the whole time, and got into a fight at one point too.
Yeah, probably because he was like, "Hey man, why are you trying to bang this 16-year-old girl? You're a fucking creep." And then he was like, "She loves me, bro. We're going to Vegas." Yeah. And he's like, "Shut up, man. She's fucking young. She doesn't know what she's doing."
In this weird little actor world, they're both like just acting out their emotions, but neither one of them really does anything. They like stand there about to fight, but they never do. They like just bump each other.
Fuck. That's crazy. And then they just they just wrote it out.
Yeah.
Just to save face for everybody.
Call my agent.
So, one thing that I found out, the director gave each actor a mixtape of music that their character would listen to. And it was a mixtape of all kinds of old school rock music that he gave it to all the actors. Jason London said in an interview that he got the tape, and Linklater said, "Don't listen to anything but this music," and just gave them old school music that they got to listen to, and it morphed them into their, you know, 76 style, like rock high school kids. So I think it's dope. It reminds me of that Kevin Bacon interview that I heard where he was talking about when he gets a role that he'll go deep into the role and he'll find out about, like, you know, his character's parents, where he went to school. He'll go and visit the actual school, and he'll listen to the music that his character would listen to, and he'll watch the TV and movies that his character would watch instead of watching what he wants to watch. You know what I mean? And I think it's cool that it helps. It's like a good tool to get you into character. And this is also one of Quentin Tarantino's all-time favorite movies.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's dope. That says a lot, because Quentin Tarantino is like a god, and for him to say that about your movie.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. It's definitely a dope accolade.
Mm-hmm. Quentin Tarantino's the shit.
So Matthew McConaughey's dad died while they were filming this, in the beginning of it, and he had to leave to go to his father's funeral and then come back. And I guess his dad was a pro football player for the Packers at one point.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, so that's pretty.
I didn't know that.
Awesome.
Well, rest in peace to Matthew McConaughey's father.
Yeah.
So
let's play a clip.
All right, cool. Lay it on us. I want to hit this bowl anyway.
Let me out. Hey, Slater, you fucking hippie. Give me drugs, man.
Get some from your mother, man.
Yeah, we just banged your mother.
Okay, fuck you, dickhead.
Nice, man. God, man of the woods. What's going on? God, I haven't seen you so long.
Man, what has happened? Long time, no see. Yes, sir.
What have you been up to?
Same old shit, man.
Yeah?
Working for the city.
Working man, huh?
Been thinking about getting back in school, though, man.
Back in JC, something like that?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's where all the girls are, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, man, I just as soon keep working, keep a little change in my pocket.
Yeah? Wait.
Rather than spend my time listening to some dipshit who doesn't know what the hell he's talking about
I know
anyway.
what you're talking about.
So you're a freshman, right? Yeah. Well, so tell me, man, how's this year's crop of freshman chicks looking?
What, you're gonna end up in jail sometime really soon. I know that. Fact.
Oh, man. Oh, man, I tell you.
Yeah.
That's what I love about these high school girls, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
That is an iconic line from him.
Very rapey, very rapey.
Very rapey. Really, really creepy. But still a line that everyone remembers.
Yeah.
I keep getting older and they stay the same age.
Yeah. Good time.
That creepy bastard.
I like their handshake, dude. When he walks up,
Yeah.
and he shakes his hand, then they smell each other's fingers.
Oh, man.
Funny. Oh man.
Fucking, it's cool.
Typical high school shit.
It's cool how it follows all of the different stories of different types of people, all the different sets, and then everybody comes together for one party at Moon Tower or whatever it is at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And it's dope how it shows how there's all these different walks of life, but everybody knows each other and everyone can still get together and drink and maybe fight a little bit, but it's all right. The one weird poet guy, he fights that dude, and there's all these moments in your life when you're growing up, and I think they capture a lot of them good. Like when the kid's drinking and they're climbing up the tower, and the stoner kid's telling them the story about all the kids that died falling from the tower and everything. That's shit that you go through when you're a kid. You know what I mean? Older kids fucking with you, but they're really just everyone's having a good time, and nobody's being mean or bullying you or fucking being a dick. Everyone's just chilling, being people. And I think it's dope how the main storyline of the football kids is that they're being asked to sign a pledge that they will not do drugs or alcohol for the whole summer break. And if they don't sign the pledge, then they might not be playing football next year. So in this day and age, every single kid, if you ask a kid, from year 2000 on, probably even before then, you ask any kid, hey, you sign this pledge that you're not going to do drugs over the weekend or over the summer. They'd be like, yeah, no problem. Sign the pledge and then just go do drugs. Yeah. But this was back in the 70s where your word meant something. And when you signed something, that was it actually meant something. It was you saying that you were going to do something, and he didn't want to agree to do it because he wanted to fucking be free for the summer. And I think it's dope that wouldn't even be a storyline now. You know what I mean? Because nobody has that integrity to where, nowadays he just would have signed it and done drugs anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they did a good job at capturing what it was like in the 70s.
That
how
moral dilemma, that internal moral dilemma.
Yeah. How all the older folks tell us, back in my day, a man's word and a handshake used to mean something. You know what I mean? It's true. It used to mean something.
It was different. Programming was different back then. People were fucking programmed a different way. You're absolutely right. But there was also fucking no freedom of information back then either. You know what I mean?
True.
The internet changed the world for the better, regardless. Any way you look at it, like people are genuinely like more educated and safer now than ever before because everything will come out in the open immediately. So like no matter what you try to do, you have to like think twice about it.
Yep.
You know, so it's like it's crazy. Okay, what's next? Marijuana, of course, because it wouldn't be our podcast without marijuana.
Yeah.
Says marijuana played a big role in Dazed and Confused. The characters spent the bulk of the film getting high, but were the actors really stoned?
Ooh, answers my question, which is most likely no.
It wasn't real marijuana.
What? It's movie
Although the cast does admit to being stoned in several scenes, particularly at the very end.
Who was?
Everybody.
Everybody was actually
well,
stoned.
whoever was like.
Some people were like, you know what? So that was the very end. So the scene at the football field.
Yeah.
When everybody was there chilling, and it was supposed to be the kid that they were fighting with, that Sean Andrews, the Kevin Pickford guy that married Mila Jokovic. Him and Jason London weren't getting along, and he was supposed to be on the football field, but they replaced him with Matthew McConaughey, which just got Matthew McConaughey more screen time, made him more memorable in the movie, and just worked out for him.
So here's something else that proves more of my square theory.
All right.
While the weed was mostly fake, the beer drunk by the actors in the film, excluding minors, was sometimes real. The cast would like sneak real booze during the film, except for Jason London, Floyd.
Yep. Jason London,
who refused.
I refuse, man. I'm a professional.
Yeah.
Don't bother me with that shit. I'm a fucking professional, man. My name's Jason London.
Square.
I'm a square and I'm a professional. Well, good for him for not getting all fucked up when he's supposed to be acting. Maybe he can't act when he's all hammered.
Yeah, but I bet like people thought like for sure he would drink and smoke or whatever.
I bet everybody thought he was a cop, and they were like, "Dude, this guy's gonna fucking take us to jail. This is all a big setup."
Funny.
Mm-hmm. So I found the connection that we all love. It's a pretty deep one. It took me a while to find it, but the connection between this universe and another movie universe that we love, and we already have done a Saturday matinee on, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, yeah? What's the connection?
They both had the same casting director.
Oh, really?
The drunk fuck that met Matthew McConaughey in a bar and started his career. The one that is responsible for what Matthew McConaughey is now. Also casted, our Sean Penn, Forrest Whitaker, Nicolas Cage, everybody in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Sick.
So there's our tiny connection that I found.
He's a genius. What's his name? Shout it out.
I found one. His name is... I gotta find it real fast, so just fill some time while I find it. All right, I got it. And his name, the casting director that brought all of these stars to life and also spawned the career of Matthew McConaughey, which some of us love, some of us hate, depending on what movie you're watching,
So, dude.
is Don Phillips.
Boom. Shout out to you, Don.
Yeah. So I don't know
We're
what
gonna
else.
follow you on Twitter or wherever.
Yeah. I don't know what else he's responsible for and who else he casted. I'm sure that his name will pop up later on in the year.
He's got to be important to cast all those huge people. A guy that seems like a genius.
Right. So, one of my favorite parts in the movie personally, and I reference it all the time, and nobody ever gets it. It's like, cause it's a weird reference, but there's a scene where, Jason London gets his contract for not doing drugs or whatever. And he looks at it and he crinkles it up and he throws it on the ground and they walk away. And then a truck pulls up with like some other dudes. Ben Affleck hops out. And I want to say it might have been him. It might have been one of the other dudes. Like somebody picks up the contract off the ground. And yeah, then I think Ben Affleck's all like, what are you doing, man? What are you fucking picking up trash? What are you doing? Get over here. And it's not even that funny. Like it's not, but like it's for some reason I always like I'll use it whenever anybody's like picking something up off the ground. I'll be like, what are you doing, man? What are you fucking picking up trash? Get over here, man. Let's do this. And nobody understands what I'm saying, and they probably shouldn't. But that is one of my favorite parts of the movie for some reason.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. It always stuck with me.
Here is another clip. Another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Oh shit! I'm gonna get sued.
All my friends, the low rider. The low rider is a little higher.
What did she say? I'm just interested. I think it's funny. I mean, what did she call me?
Hang out with her. You know it. I mean, we know they talk about us. Just tell us.
Nothing.
We don't care.
Oh, come on, nothing. That's a lie when you do that. I know you're lying, you bitch. I know you're lying.
Where you're not going to get mad?
No, I'm not going to
like
get
we
mad.
care
I think it's a
what they
riot. I don't care what she
Tell us.
thinks.
All right. She called you a bitch and you a slut.
A slut? She called me a slut? That bitch, I can't.
She called you a slut.
Oh, shit. Oh, that bitch. I'm going to kick her ass. I can't believe that. What a bitch.
I thought you said you weren't going to get mad, man.
I'm not mad.
She's a wonder meat.
Look, I got a confession to make.
What do you mean a confession?
Look, you know, for like the last year or so, I've been talking about going to law school so I can be an ACLU lawyer and be in a position to help people getting fucked over and all that. Well, I was standing in line at the post office yesterday, you know, and I'm looking around, and everybody's looking really pathetic. You know what I mean? And, like, people are, like, got drool just sort of straight, and then, like, this guy's bending over. You could see the crack. It was just like wife beaters. Anyway, it was. And I realized I just want to do it. You know what I mean? I mean, it sounds good and all, but I just have to confront the fact that I really don't like the people I've been talking about helping out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I like people, period. I mean, you guys are okay. I'm just trying to be honest about being a misanthrope.
So you're not going to go to law school? What do you want to do then?
I want to dance.
Wow.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Hey, how's it, man? Hey, man, this car. You know Wooderson?
How's it going, man?
Hey. Pretty good. How's it going with you?
Say, man, you got a joint?
No, not on me, man.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
And he just sat there all quiet, like all nervous in the back seat, you know, like.
Yep.
And they just depict a lot of smart shit, right? Like cruising, like when you first get your license and shit, kids just are out cruising. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter. Like that's generational. That shit just keeps happening. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna keep happening. I mean,
And it used to be a thing, and like now, you cruise around and you get pulled over and harassed for no reason, but.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you used to just cruise forever. If there was nothing to do, you would just get a couple homies, get in the car, put on a CD, and just cruise.
Yeah. Good times, man. I really thought that was that line always like was one of the standout lines for me. One of my favorite parts of the movie. You'd be a lot cooler if you did, man.
It's true.
Straight up, right? He's just schooling the kid. He's like a freshman, doesn't know nothing.
Yeah.
He's getting the best look ever, right? Hanging out with the older kids, out of school kids, the senior kids, you know what I'm saying? He's like, his sophomore year, he's going to be set, bro. He's going to be a living legend in his own high school years, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, that's the way to do it.
Fucking A. And like just the feeling, they captured a lot of things perfectly, like that, the cruising and how it hopped around from car to car. And another thing that they captured good was the very last, I want to say it was one of the very last scenes when Mitch goes home and it's like morning time. His mom is awake and she like comes into his room and she's like, "Where have you been?" And he's like, "God, calm down." And she's like, "Have you been drinking?" And he was like, "Oh, yeah." And fucking, she like totally knows that he was out partying. It was the last day of school. Yeah. And then she tells him, she's like, "You get one. Like, this is one time." So.
What was his name? He was a good actor too. Was that, he played it off like any kid would have, you know what I mean? Like, and yep. I don't know if it was because he was that age still or what, but.
His name is Wiley Wiggins.
Yeah, what else was he in? Because he was really familiar.
Right? And, like, he played the role perfectly. And, like, the whole nervousness and just, like, that scene was perfect. Because everybody's had that night when, you know, they come home, you're a kid, you're all fucked up, and your parents are just like, what the fuck? And, like, you know, sometimes you get yelled at. Sometimes you get sometimes you get grilled. Sometimes you get in trouble. But sometimes they just laugh at you. And they're just like, just go to bed. Just whatever. And then, like, you know.
I like the times when they just pretend like they don't notice anything. And then you feel like you get away with shit until the next day. And then you realize it and you're like, no, there's no way. You know, just when you're all sloppy and fucking you just get caught slipping.
Dude, I remember one time I came home hammered drunk. And
Ricky Bobby.
I was Ricky Bobby, hammered drunk. And it was when we lived with my aunt and uncle, and me and my mom moved in there, and they were just laughing at me. And I just went, and I said that I didn't feel good. I was like, I don't feel good. I got like sick. I ate something, and I like stumbled down the hall, and they could like totally smell like vodka on me, and fucking. So I went and passed out, and then they like put a bunch of makeup on me. This is my mother and my aunt. All right, not like my friends. Or like just some people at a party, and they put like all kinds of makeup on me, and then like put some like fucking some like lacy like top kind of like thing on me, and fucking stretched it on. Took a whole bunch of pictures, and they won't leave my life. Like these pictures, I don't know how many they developed because this was back in the day when you couldn't just like take a picture and send it to everybody. They had to develop these. And they just keep popping up.
What did they do?
Photo albums.
This was caught being drunk?
Yeah, this was punishment because I was like, 15 when this happened. So it was punishment instead of me, being grounded or fucking whatever.
We're gonna need to get a confirmation of that.
God,
you're gonna have to post.
Yeah, I'm not gonna post a picture of that. Yeah, it was horrible. And then there was another time when I came home and I drank a bunch of Robitussin. I don't know if you ever heard of this.
Yep.
And it was a thing back in the day, taking triple C cough pills or drinking Robitussin. So I drank a whole family-sized bottle of Robitussin for the first time. Me and my cousin did, and I didn't know what was going to happen. And it turned out that I fucking fried balls like harder than I ever thought possible. And I went home, and they totally told, like, my mom and my aunt could tell something was wrong. So we told them that we were at someone's house and that they ordered a pizza and that somebody put psychedelic mushrooms on the pizza. But we thought they were regular mushrooms. We were super dumb. Like, we were like 14. We're like, so we didn't.
So you just basically snitched on yourself.
Yeah, and they were just like, what the fuck? And we were just like, yeah. And then like they put like mushrooms on the pizza and like we didn't know and we ate them. And like now, like, we're scared and like all this shit. And then they were just all like, all right, calm down. And then we went in our room, and then I remember my aunt was in the hallway through the crack of the door. She had like a water bottle, and she put it on stream instead of spray, so it did like one little stream. Mm-hmm. And she stood in the crack and fucking sprayed me in my neck. And I thought it was just like leaking out of the wall or something, and I didn't know where it was coming from, and everyone was laughing at us. And that's what happens when you do drugs at my house as a child. Everybody just fucks with you.
So you fried off the Robitussin?
Yeah, I fried hard off the Robitussin.
Like what? What was it like?
I wouldn't recommend it, but what it's like is like it's what they say, what they make acid look like in movies. Like everything looks like kind of weird and like stretchy and like it's moving, and things will get like all a shade of red and then all a shade of green, and it's hard to walk. Like when you walk walk all like you're like on the moon, like in slow motion, but you think you're walking normal. It's hard to talk right, and like everything you like see, you actually see things that like aren't there, and it'll be like a little man will like hop out and then like run away. And
what?
Yeah, like, and I'm not even joking, like exaggerating. Like this is like what they say acid is like in the movies, but when you take acid, you don't really see any of this crazy visual shit. It's more of like a feeling, and you know, like things will look weird, but you know, things don't just materialize out of nothing. But when you're on Robitussin, you see some weird shit, and it lasts a long time.
That's crazy.
It's like 5 hours or some shit that you're high. And I know that it like does something bad to your spinal fluid. And that's no good. And it's really bad for you. You shouldn't do it. But I was a kid, I was on probation, so I like couldn't do drugs, and I was like, how am I gonna get some drugs in me? And that was one of the things that I did. I drank Robitussin. And I ate handfuls of Triple C, the Coricidin cough and cold medication. I'd take a whole box and eat like 16 of the pills, and it would do the same thing. And now I can't eat Advil because Advil has the same candy coating on it. So if I put an Advil in my mouth, I automatically want to throw up because of like the taste of it.
Thanks.
Just talking about it, it's hurting my stomach. And it's just like, I wouldn't.
Let's go to a clip.
I wouldn't recommend it unless.
Don't do it. Don't try it out.
Yeah, you're right. And no, unless. Just don't do it.
Don't do it.
Not to indulge in any alcohol, drugs, sex after 12, or any other illegal activity.
My shadow.
Later, baby. Found that in the glove compartment, man.
You know you're the third person who's given me this today. God.
But what do you reckon you're gonna do?
So, I don't know, man. I'll probably end up signing it. I just don't want to give in so easy.
Man, it's the same bullshit they tried to pull in my day. You know, if it ain't that piece of paper, some other choice they're gonna try and make for you. You gotta do what Randall Pink Floyd wants to do, man. Let me tell you this. The older you do get, the more rules are gonna try to get you to follow. You just gotta keep living, man. Livin.
Man, if you're gonna sign that paper, man, you should throw a little grass right in the middle, man. Roll it up, sign the joint, man. That's gonna tell them something.
That's what I'll do.
Yeah, assholes.
Yeah, so what? They're all a bunch of assholes, but you gotta think about it. We've had a lot of really good times right here, Pink.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Pink. I can't believe this. You act like you're so oppressed. And you guys are kings of the school. You get away with whatever you want. What are you bitching about?
Well, look, all I'm saying is that if I ever start referring to these as the best years of my life, remind me to kill myself.
Well, all I'm saying is I just want to look back and say that I did it the best I could while I was stuck in this place. Had as much fun as I could when I was stuck in this place. Played as hard as I could when I was stuck in this place. Dogged as many chicks as I could when I was stuck in this place.
Yeah, right. Premature ejaculation.
Well, that's good. That's good, baby.
What the hell?
Hey, all of you,
Oh shit!
get over here now.
Hey, man, this is a pot.
Is it illegal to be in the office?
I got some more, just fucking bag it on the way.
It's just a good office. Come on, Slater.
What'd we do?
You got any Visine? Man, I can't believe it.
He's all like dropping the bag behind it.
That's dope.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah, I remember we used to smoke in sunken gardens.
Yeah.
Here in town, and there was a part of the grass that we had that was like cut up. We had like cut down into it and cut a little square out and cleaned all the dirt out from underneath it, and you would lift it up and put like your weed in there because cops would roll up on us. and little swoop, and it like hid my weed for at least 2 times when the cops rolled on us. So that's dope. They should have had something like that.
Nice. Yeah.
So I think it's about time that we give this movie a rating.
All right.
So I'm going to go ahead and say my vote for this film is going to be 5 dabs.
I'm going to give it 5 dabs.
5 dabs it is for the iconic best stoner movie, in my opinion, ever made. One of the best in yours.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go watch it now.
Yeah.
Time to go view it.
Me too.
View the film. So
you heard it here first. The official dab rating.
Yeah, we are the only ones that have a dab rating.
Yeah.
1 out of 5 dabs. So,
it's not a dance, but it will do.
It's not a dance. But we do have a natural habitat dance that we are going to be unveiling on a video episode soon. So get ready for that. And all the kids can do it in their schools with their Dougies and their dabbins.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody Dougies anymore.
Maybe.
Probably. Who the fuck knows? Thank you for joining us, everybody. Tune in next time and have a good one.
Dab.
The Natural Habitat Podcast.